The Uganda Premier League returns on the 27th of March. That is just 2 days after the Uganda Cranes has played their match. I think this is just about either 42 hours or 43 hours after the Uganda Cranes has played. And this is something that doesn't allow many of these players to have enough rest, some of these players to have enough recovery, and some of them who actually play up country have to travel long distances back to their clubs. And this is something that should have been considered by the Uganda Premier League Secretariat, especially to help and put there at least a 72-hour window to help many of these players to go back to their clubs and get absorbed perfectly. There's a lot actually that happens after the national team is called or is disbanded. Number one, of course, there is recovery for some of these players who sometimes have not played any game, but they've been training and they've been traveling with the national team. So it becomes hard because they get tired and all that. So there's number one, recovery. There's number two, travel. And number three, they have to switch their minds from the national team back to their clubs. So this is something that should have been considered. The national team is the biggest honor for any footballer we know out there. But even the national team people or the people who are running the clubs should actually know that after the national team, these players have to go back to their clubs, and it has to be conducive for them to return to their clubs to be able to help them continue making progress in the season. Tanzania, which played on Tuesday, their league is returning on the 1st of April. When you look at Kenya, Kenya played on Sunday, and their league is returning on the 28th, that is Friday. And when you look at Rwanda, which played on Tuesday, you realize that their league is resuming on the 28th, that is Friday. So it gives them 72 hours, for Kenya 5 days, and for Tanzania realize that they've had about 5 days. So that is something that has to be incorporated into the system of the people that make some of these call-ups and also the ones that make the fixtures. Of course, even the Uganda Cup was being played during that time when some of these players who were called from their teams had already started camping with the national team, and the Uganda Cup was continuing to be played. These are things that, of course, have to be adjusted probably in the future to look at some of these clubs as people who are very important stakeholders in the game of football in this country. Thank you so much. See you.